As you guys can see from the title, they finally caught Charlie Kirk's shooter. Thank God, because there's just no place for that in the United States, and I'm very glad that they found the shooter and, well, alleged shooter, let me say, and I hope if he is the shooter, he should be jailed for life, of course, and we'll be going over everything about the shooter, as you've probably already seen if you're watching this video. It's been all over the internet. So we're going to be covering a Twitter thread, basically going over who this guy is and what led up to the shooting of Kirk. So before I even get into that, I want to just say something, because I've seen a lot of fight online of, I think the most hot topic of Kirk so far is, they're saying a lot of people wish or celebrating his death, and I've heard people saying why they are celebrating his death, and some people are slightly sad, and some people are only sad for his children, and I just want to drop my thoughts on that, I guess. I mean, I think, especially as like a black person, that's, I feel like a large amount of, or I don't know about large, but a decent amount, probably a large amount of black people thought he was a racist, or I know black people who said that he got what he deserved, and uh, just a lot of crazy things like that. Now, I do think he was a racist, and I think that's pretty clear that he was a racist, a bigot, and a white supremacist. And if you are celebrating his death, then I can't really tell you not to do so. You have the right to think whatever you want to think. If Just about his death in simple terms, but in terms of the way he died, I think we should all condemn that. Uh, the way he died, the assassination of a human, should never be celebrated or uh, thought of as okay, because that could have happened to anybody, and that there's just no room for that type of assassination culture like the '60s in the United States, which was awful. But as far as people that thought that he was, I mean, Charlie Kirk was a founder of Turning Point. A lot of colleges have a Turning Point team or something, and a lot of people, including me, thought that he was trying to indoctrinate, uh, college students of having the mindset uh, of a white supremacist, racist, or bigot. As he's made comments like the Civil Rights Act was a terrible act, and Martin Luther King was a bad guy, and this guy has a lot of fame and, like I said, a lot of power, especially around college campuses, going around college campuses and teenagers saying that, oh, Martin Luther King was a bad guy, and the Civil Rights Act was terrible, and black people were actually better when they were uh, under white control, and they were living under Jim Crow laws, and just being discriminated against. They were better than they are now, free, and doing having a free will like white people. Okay, that is a white supremacist mindset that he was spreading, for sure, and there's really no doubt about that. So, in terms of am I glad he's dead? Not really, because uh, the way he died was absolutely awful, and I also feel for his children, of course. That's uh, goes without saying, and his wife. But do I mourn Charlie Kirk? Not also, no. Uh, he wouldn't mourn me if I died. He if I were to die, he probably just guessed that I was part of a gang. He probably would have said, "Let me guess, gang violence." So yeah, I mean, he was a white supremacist, and he was a racist. I can't feel sorry for that type of person who was spreading that across the United States. And but of course, he never should have got shot, and for speaking, I mean, that's what they did to Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, JFK, whoever. That never that there's no room for that. But for people that are saying, or for I mean, like online, I've seen a lot of fights of people fighting because dude said fuck Charlie Kirk or whatever. I mean, that's obviously, yeah, he has the right to say fuck Charlie Kirk, but I think he was also asking for, if you're going around a lot of Charlie Kirk fans saying fuck Charlie Kirk. I mean, I'm sure he thought that he was going to get into some altercation, right? But at the end of the day, he can say that, but I just would say don't promote any violence. That I don't think that's promoting violence. That might be you might think that's excessive. That a man that just died, but I mean, you also got to remember Charlie Kirk spread hate all the time, and he promoted violence. Especially, he didn't care about the kids in Gaza that were getting killed. What happened to him is what's happening all the time. IDF soldiers shooting children, starving children at that. Like it's a game, and I think the United States having this big ordeal about him dying, it just proves that they have uh, people's lives are uh, very different uh, in terms of if you're born in the Middle East and say you have say you're Arab, you're probably like half, like, I guess you could say, like, maybe like four of their lives equal an Israeli life or Jewish life, because even both parties, like we've covered on this channel, both parties are still supporting this genocide. And you've seen JD, like, for example, you've seen JD Vance go to Charlie Kirk's uh, his I guess he was holding his casket and helping with his casket off Air Force Two, and he would never do that for a child in Gaza. And I say that because they're obviously funding the genocide in Gaza. The United States is, and it's despicable. But it obviously depends on who's getting killed. Like the Minnesota lawmaker who was killed, and JD Vance didn't go lift her casket. You know what I mean? So it just all depends. Different lives matter different for other people, and I think that it could be a double standard of just like some people who didn't like Charlie Kirk, don't really give a fuck if he died, which you can't be mad at. I think some people that like Charlie Kirk, didn't give a shit if the Democratic lawmaker died. So this bashfulness between each other, that uh, oh, you should feel bad for his family, you should feel bad for this. Those people also didn't feel bad for others, and especially Charlie Kirk didn't. So uh, I guess that kind of went on for a long time, but I wanted to say that because I've seen a lot of fighting of, obviously, if you thought he was a white supremacist, I mean, you can't really feel bad for him. Uh, I feel bad for how he died. Let me say that. I've said that a million times. He shouldn't have died that way. Ain't nobody should die that way. But for he himself, do I mourn Charlie Kirk? No. And he wouldn't mourn me either. So I don't really care in that sense. But he shouldn't have got shot, though, like I said. But let's cover the alleged killer of Charlie Kirk here. Just a quick rundown. So this guy was named Todd Robinson. You've heard it all day. That he was a liberal guy. He had transgender bullet casings and whatever. And you see, we were told a liberal sniper. We were told it was Antifa radical. And what was he not? He wasn't a registered Democrat. He wasn't transgender. He was not an immigrant. He wasn't a lefty. He grew up, both parents conservative. Uh, had a lot of things to do with guns. I think he grew up a hunter, I believe. It says Tyler's family was registered Republican. His father is a minister and former law enforcement. The family has multiple members. Tyler grew up around guns. His parents introduced him to weapons at an early age. His parents introduced. This is homegrown. Okay, that's an opinion, but and then he wore this Trump costume for Halloween one year. I'm pretty sure he voted for Trump in 2020. His bullet casing said, "Hey, fascist, catch. If you read this, you are gay. LMAO." Not gonna lie, that was kind of funny when the Utah man read out the uh, what the thing said, and he said, "If you read this, you are gay." That was crazy. But this let's see here. Yeah, Brian Allen's just pointing out, he didn't have any trans identity or anything like that. Uh, yeah, I mean, you were being told as soon as he got shot, uh, that this is the leftist fault. This is the lefties killed him and the liberals killed him, but that's just not the case. He grew up pretty conservative. I mean, if I'm just reading this, obviously his views didn't align with Charlie's. It didn't. It doesn't really. I guess you can't really pinpoint his views exactly because he voted for Donald Trump, which aligns with Charlie. But the only reason that he would shoot Charlie is if he had opposing views, which he said he didn't agree with. He didn't say exactly what views he didn't agree with Charlie Kirk. And I guess that would make you believe that he was a lefty or liberal automatically, but he could also be to Charlie Kirk's right, like Nick Fuentes and the Groypers, and but they themselves are fascists, and obviously this guy would also be a fascist because he's trying to silence somebody through killing them, uh, and publicly executing Charlie Kirk, and obviously that's what fascists do. Uh, so this guy's more of a fascist than Charlie Kirk was. Uh, so yeah, I mean that's really all it is. That's all I have for you. He wasn't, didn't vote for Joe Biden this year, didn't vote for Kamala Harris this year. I'm sure more information will come up as scrolling through Twitter, uh, or just any news article that I see. But yeah, that's all I've been seeing so far. As he grew up conservative, he dressed up as Donald Trump. He voted for Donald Trump in 2020, and he killed him because he thought Charlie Kirk was a fascist, and uh, I guess it was overall not good for the United States. But yeah, I mean, after all that being said, I hope something good can come out of this. At least, uh, you know, if people are calling for vengeance. Yesterday, you saw the bomb in at the outside the DNC. There was a bomb threat. They had to secure the area and get everybody away from the area. They tried to send bomb threats to HBCUs out of anything. Why is that? That obviously these are right wing people because they think the left wing killed Charlie Kirk. That proves right there Charlie Kirk fans. As soon as Charlie Kirk get killed by a uh, more likely conservative than liberal person, white person, straight person, non-transgender person, 22-year-old, the Charlie Kirk fans think to attack HBCUs and the DNC. You know, that's what I mean by these people have been indoctrinated in thinking that the liberals equal we need to kill black people somehow, or we need to get vengeance on the lefties, so let's go shoot, or let's go threaten the HBCUs, which is obviously ridiculous. So yeah, I mean that's just how I'm viewing it right now. A lot of people are viewing it different ways, but I just wanted to get that statement out, and I think this will pass soon because politics moves really quickly today. Uh, I don't think that in like 2 or 3 weeks we won't be talking about Charlie Kirk like crazy, and he'll probably be in the past. And it's unfortunate the way he died, but like I said in my earlier thing, uh, he promoted violence and whatever. I'm really done speaking about it right now. Speaking about him, he's not here anymore, and if we get any other information, I'll obviously say what I think, and uh, keep everything peaceful. So that's all I got for you guys. Keep everything peaceful, and don't censor anybody's speech. Let everybody talk, please. All right. See you guys in the next one.